Hello, this is Neil from iPaintGirls.com. Visit the website in the description for more free tutorials, and it's the easiest way to watch all the parts for any of these series, like this series here, the Lara Croft series. Now here's a cool technique. What you do is you grab your paintbrush and make sure that opacity and size are set to pin pressure. I'm on my dodge layer, and then you stroke it once like that, maybe not that far, like that. Then take using the same kind of brush but a little bit bigger, pin pressure is, or size and opacity set to pin pressure, and then drag it along in this direction, in that direction like that, 1, 2, and then just lightly hit like that, and you can kind of fade out the end. And so that's a neat technique to use. And if you want, you can even go back in and stroke that a couple more times to get brighter, and then you can kind of pull it out like that. So it's a good way to get different kinds of highlights. And then pull with your smudge tool like that. And I'm just trying to think if I want any highlight parts. Just like a few little lines here and there. It's kind of cool to have. And I can come in and smooth out both sides of the highlight line. Sometimes having little lines like that does add variation. And then if you wanted it to be kind of like shiny for some reason, grab a soft brush that's a little bit bigger than the line stroke, and still on the dodge layer, just lightly pull over part of it, and that will kind of give that highlighted look to it. Thinking I don't like all of those there. And if you want to experiment too, you can make a new dodge layer and then experiment on top of that layer. Let's see here. I think I'm going to maybe try one that follows the shape, because I want to define. You can use wrinkles to define shape. So I can have a couple wrinkles coming off like that, and that will define the shape of the breast. Now I'm going to, let's see here, go to my smooth tool, my whatever it's called, smudge tool, like that, just kind of smooth out some of those lines. Then I'm going to go down to my shading layer and just want to add a little bit to this side, since I know the light's coming from that direction, like that. So doing little lines like that and how it slightly goes over that is pretty cool, and that defines the shape more. So those those wrinkles are serving a purpose. And then it's just really just got to kind of think about if you want any more wrinkles anywhere else to define shape. Let's see here. I'm going to pick white again. Just want to see if I went too much or not. And then you take the smudge tool and then run it right along the line. Just kind of pull the colors to the way you want. Then I go back to my shading layer, grab this color, and just add a little bit of shading on one part of the wrinkle, like that. Go back to the dodge layer. So you just keep doing this kind of stuff and until you find something you like. So a little bit like that, maybe one right there. I think that's probably good enough for the shirt. And then I just do the same thing for the other ones. And then I'm going to go to my lines layer that has this icon clicked down, the transparency lock. That way I can just change the line work without having to worry about anything else. We went through that before. I'm going to grab this darkest shadow color, my pen tool. Oh, that's right, I got to take off the selection. Always got to remember that when when you do disappear the selections, you have to remember to bring them back when when you're done. That's probably a little too dark. I think I'll go with that color. When you use the F, what am I talking about? F. When you use the Control H, I'm just going to do this color for now. I'll go in and fix those lines in just a second, make them bright. But yeah, you got to remember when you do that Control H to hide the marquee, or to hide the little dancing ants, that you bring it back when you're wanting to do something else. So just remember, like if all of a sudden you can't move your, you can't paint or something, always check and make sure you don't have a selection somewhere. Okay, then I'm going to grab this like brightest color here. Maybe I should do that color though. I'm going to grab my softer pen brush. So I don't know if I should do it at the brightest color of the shirt or if I should go a little bit brighter. So sometimes I just test it out, see what it looks like. Maybe kind of pick that brighter color and see what that looks like too. See what that line looks like. That probably is too bright, but I'm going to zoom out and see. No, that looks good. I like it. Then I'm going to come in here. Notice, see that little line right there? I got to go back and fix that on another layer. It's probably on my one of my shadow layers to fix it. So you just go and I can pick a bigger brush for this part. Now I'm going to pick the soft brush. So when I come to a part where it curves away, you just kind of like that. That way it kind of fades out into the other color. Maybe even have it fade a little bit more. There we go. Maybe just a tad bit more. And then maybe I can try a smudge tool. I can kind of pull the colors and fade out part of it so it kind of comes to a point. There we go. So you see that makes a huge difference when you have the lines, certain colors. It really does, add something to it. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing I did for the shirt in the last video. I'm going to do it for the hand and the shorts. I just don't see why. I mean, it's all the same kind of idea. We're going to think of this as spheres, draw the light, where the shadows, so this side's going to be darker than that side, just like our back. That's going to have a little bit of darkness. And then the bright will be hitting here for the regular light, and then you'll have a highlight on this side. And I still have to do a pink highlight on that side of the shirt on the highlights layer. I'm going to do the drop shadows and stuff. So, drop shadows for all of this. It's all stuff we've done already, and I just don't want it to get repetitive, so I'm going to push pause while I do that. Right, so I went ahead and finished, shading up the pants and glove and stuff using the same techniques I used for here. And then I, did all the line work, changed the line on the line layer. Also, don't be afraid to use weird colors for lines. Like here, I got this kind of like brown color. I guess it's hard to see that lines changed because I haven't painted in that dark color yet. But yeah, so anyway, it's all coming along really nicely. Trying to figure out what oh, that's probably what it is. Okay, just give me a second. I'm just trying to figure out what is causing the belt there to be the color it is. Anyway, I found it was on the highlight layer. So don't be afraid to use different colors, because notice this is kind of like a brownish gray, and I use like a really saturated brown for the lines for it, so it kind of adds a cool, interesting look there. I like it, so I think I'm going to keep those lines. And notice you add like this kind of glossiness by adding some light over the shadow, and that kind of adds almost a transparenciness, kind of jelly. I don't know. I like the look, so I usually do that here and there. And I got all the lines on the hair too changed, so it's matching the highlights and stuff. So we're just about done with her. I just have to do her gear, and then she's finished up. So, oh, and the little headband. Alright, so we'll finish up that part in the next video. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this series so far, and we're just about done. Wrap it up in a few more, hopefully. I think I'll end up doing the background too. I don't know. We'll see. Yep, so it's pretty cool. It's coming along. Thank you. Rate, subscribe, comment. Appreciate it. Visit the website. Visit the forums on the website too if you want to ask me questions.